Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, a favorite fictional hero makes his move to the small screen. Plus, we're talking sights and lasers and your range reports. Call in now at 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome. It's Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. We're going to be talking about guns for the next 3+ hours. Guns, scopes, ammunition, etc. Lots of stuff we want to talk about. Lots of gear we're going to be talking about. We have a best-selling author is going to be here talking about, the movie Shooter. Remember that? It was based on the book Point of Impact. It's coming to the small screen, coming to TV. It's actually going to be a series. We'll be talking about that in about 30 minutes. And, of course, we'll take your calls, comments, questions, range reports. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in. Or just dial 1 and then Tom Talk Gun. Let's see. We're going to have a huge giveaway here. Oh, that's coming in about 30 minutes. This may be the most exciting giveaway we've ever done on Gun Talk. Wait till you hear it. I'm not going to steal his thunder. We're going to wait till it gets here. Going to have a lot of things going on. But of course, we probably should start off by talking about the events of the week. Let's see, as Maureen Dodd put it in the New York Times this morning, I guess all it takes to be on the fast track to become president of the United States is to not be indicted. Just, hey, she's not indicted, make her president. Now, there's a recommendation, isn't it? There's a high achievement to put on your resume. Well, at least I didn't get indicted. What a liar. What a cheat. What an arrogant monster. Wow. And yet, we still have folks who are saying, well, I'm going to go Gary Johnson. Really? Yeah. How many electoral votes do you think he's going to be getting? Thank you, Jim, for that thought. What percentage of votes do you think he will get, the Libertarian candidate? Probably just enough to get Hillary elected. Probably just enough. So, therefore, there are two things you can do to help Hillary Clinton get elected and take away your guns. One is vote for the Libertarian Party, and two is to not vote at all. But, no, I'm sorry, there is no but. Grow up. Just grow the hell up. It's as simple as that. We don't have perfect these days. We got what we got. We got a woman who says, I will come after your guns. She said, I will work every day to change the gun culture in America. You know what she means by that? She will work every day through every means she has, through all the media, to make sure that gun owners are looked down on. Now, we won't even talk about what she would do with the various agencies. Everybody from the IRS, which we know the Obama administration has sicked onto conservatives, attack dogs, illegal as it can be. What would Hillary do to gun owners? If you can't imagine, then you need a better imagination, as I have said many times before. Well, they always say, we never imagined that. Well, then you need a better imagination. You need to start thinking, what could you do? If you were there and you wanted to hurt gun owners, what could you do? Well, I can list 100 things right off the top. Things that, by the way, don't need the approval of Congress. Well, let's see. Let's stack all of the lower courts with judges who are opposed to your Second Amendment rights. Let's stack the Supreme Court with justices who are opposed to your civil rights or your gun rights, your Second Amendment rights. People who think that, weirdly, inexplicably, that the phrase "the people" actually means the National Guard. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed does not mean the National Guard gets guns. A well-regulated militia, that's you and me, it's not an organized army, being necessary to the security of a free state. That's the preamble, that's why the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The people, you and me. But to Hillary, that means the National Guard. That means you, and trust me about this, I have sat in federal court and listened to government lawyers argue no one in this country has a right to own a gun. And the judges are looking and going, what? And they actually asked, this was the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans, said, are you saying that only members of the National Guard can have guns? And the government lawyer said, oh, no, we're not saying that. Even they can't have guns. They can only have the guns that they're issued, and they can only have them when they're serving, but they don't get to have guns any other time. There's like a stony silence in the courtroom. So if you think I am being just a little bit over the top on this, you need to disavow yourself of that misperception. Of course, the other thing that happened, several things happened this week. We have a man who was shot by police officers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Video is out there of that. We have a man who was shot by a police officer in Minnesota. We don't have video of the actual shooting. We have the video that his girlfriend streamed afterward, and we have her comments. We don't know to what extent those are accurate. It is said he had a concealed carry permit. Some in the gun side have jumped up and said, well, then we should be all over this. I think the NRA hit the right tone on this one when they said, very simply, let's see what we find out. Right now, we don't know what happened. All we know is what somebody said happened. Just because we got a video of what the aftermath was, that doesn't tell us what actually happened. Would we not want to wait for the investigation till we find out what the heck happened here? I will go out on a limb. I think they're going to find that the Baton Rouge shoot was probably a good police shoot, based on what I know. But that's premature also. We'll wait. We'll see. But I think that's what we're going to find out there. But it does give me an opportunity to revisit a topic we have talked about many times. On YouTube, there is a video that has been viewed more than 1 million times of me and Masad Ayub going over the whole what to do in a traffic stop when you're carrying a gun. It is a dangerous situation. You've heard me talk about this before. It's a dangerous situation. What do you do? How should you handle yourself? I think probably let's come back on the backside of this, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail and talk about what the law enforcement officers I know, the ones who support concealed carry, say you should do, what you shouldn't do, how to conduct yourself, how to make sure that everybody goes home safely. Not a comment on what happened here, because we don't know yet what happened here. But it is a reminder to review your plan. 866-TALK-GUN. What are you hearing about this? What is your take on this? What's your initial thoughts? Give me a holler, 866-TALK-GUN.
Experts agree that the low-range variable rifle scope is best for most situations. Now, Trijicon offers a stunning 1-to-6 power variable in the AccuPoint line. Featuring a battery-free illuminated reticle, superior glass clarity, and rugged construction, it's the one scope you need for hunting and competition. Long eye relief, aircraft-grade aluminum housing, manual brightness override. See the 1-to-6 power AccuPoint at Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react?
See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
Hi, this is Sarah. A silencer is today's most popular firearm accessory because it makes shooting sports more enjoyable. You're able to wear little or no hearing protection, and it decreases recoil, offering greater shooting accuracy. It's perfect for hunters and those who want more social interaction during shooting sports. So why are you waiting? Silencershop.com is easier and faster than buying one off the shelf because they handle all the details, and they have the largest selection of top brands. Visit silencershop.com to find a silencer for your firearm.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun. Let's talk about, for just a minute, you are carrying a gun, as some 13 million of us are licensed to do, and a whole bunch of other people in other states can carry a gun legally without a license, without a permit. You are stopped by the police in a traffic stop. What do you do? Well, it's kind of the same thing you do whether or not you're carrying a gun, frankly. Well, let me explain what I would do. You may or may not disagree. There may be fine points of this that even law enforcement officers may say, well, that's not exactly what I would recommend. But here's what I would do. I would roll down my driver's side window and the passenger side window before coming to a complete stop. I want the windows down. I want the officer to be able to look in there and see who's in there. My back windows behind me are a little bit darker. I'd probably roll those down too in my Suburban so that the officer walking up from the back can see in those windows also. I'm going to keep my seatbelt on. Remember that. Keep your seatbelt on. You don't want to get a ticket for seatbelt just because you took it off after you pulled over. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Don't be reaching in a glove compartment for your registration. Don't be reaching for your wallet. People say, well, and that's one of the things I think we got wrong in this video we made a number of years ago with Masada Ayub. I hand the officer my driver's license and my registration, my permit, rather, my carry permit. I would not do that now. And depending on the state you're in, you may or may not be required to tell the officer that you're carrying. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my hands on the wheel. And if he says, need to see your license, say, yes, sir, be happy to do that. But before I do, I want to let you know that I do have a permit, if you have a permit, and today I am carrying. How do you want to proceed on this? And you might just add, and he's probably going to say, well, where is it? You say, well, it's on my right hip, or it's in my glove compartment. It's wherever it is. Without moving your hands, keep your hands up there where you can see them. That's what he's going to be looking for. You say, how do you want to proceed? How do you want to handle this, officer? And he or she will tell you exactly what they want to have happen. Now, here's what I would do, because I think communication is going to be the key in everybody going back to their home safely that night. If he says, okay, what I want you to do is this. Before you move, say, okay, I'm going to unbuckle my seatbelt. It's over on that right side. Is that okay? Yes, no surprises. And then move slowly, unbuckle the seatbelt. Hands come back up. He may say, I want you to step out and put your hands on the car. Okay, I'm going to step out of the car now. I'm going to open the door and step out of the car. Is that okay with you? All right. We're going to have a back and forth. The other thing is speak slowly, because the way you speak can calm down the situation. This is not a condemnation of anyone. Let me just ask you a question. Do you not think that after 5 officers were assassinated in Dallas, that every police officer is going to be, let's say, extremely careful? I would hope they would be anyway, but boy, I saw a police officer like 2 days ago, was behind somebody with his lights, person pulls off the road, and this cop jumped out of this car, left his car door open, and ran up to the door of the car he had just pulled over. Little bitty town. Little town of 900 people, police department. And I'm looking at it and going, holy cow, that was a bad move. Bad tactics, bad training, bad idea. You just put yourself in danger. Wow. Not everybody has the same level of training. So anyway, just that's what I would do. Talk my way, talk. Keep your hands there, move slowly, speak calmly. How do you want to proceed? Acknowledge the officer's authority. Here's the other thing, and this goes to the heart of the matter on some of this stuff. As a state trooper told me this week, he said, look, here's the deal. Once I say I'm going to arrest you, he says, I am going to put you under arrest. I will do whatever it takes to put you under arrest. That being the case, if the officer says, you're under arrest, shut up, do what he or she says, because the only thing you're going to do is guarantee yourself a beatdown of some sort if you try to resist in any form. Okay? Now is not the time or place. There'll be another time or place that you want to dispute this. Now is not the time. Just do what you're told. Go along. It's not going to be fun. It may be humiliating. It may be awful. It may be whatever it is. But just get through this situation, okay? Be smart about this. Simple stuff here. Ray's in the Bronx on line 3, New York. Hey, Ray.
Hey, Tom. We have to invent the internet version of a bug zapper. We have too many of these people. I think I don't know where they came from. Every social media site, from the what do you call those things, the forums, to Facebook, and everything else, is being inundated by these drones for this guy, Gary Johnson, I think his name is, the so-called libertarian. And the first thing they say is, you got to get off Trump because he's a dictator and he's secretly going to take your guns. And then when you tell him he can't win, then they really launch. And finally, when you get to talking, you say, let's say a miracle happened and this guy got elected. Do you not think both parties would gang up to basically marginalize him?
Okay, well, let's go back to the basic, really important part is Gary Johnson's not going to get elected. That is an impossibility. And to those, and Ray, look, I appreciate the call. It's a good comment. For those who say, well, but we got to send the Republicans a message. Yes, I agree. But not now and not this way. Because a vote for Gary Johnson or staying home, do you know what the message is that we send? Is we like Hillary Clinton. Is that the message you want to send? We want 8 years. Trust me, it's not going to be 4 years. If Hillary gets elected, it's 8 years. We want 8 years of President Hillary Clinton. That's what a vote for Gary Johnson is. That's what staying home and not voting is. Remember when you were a kid and it was unpleasant and you didn't like your vegetables and your mother said, you have to eat your vegetables. Well, I don't want to. Yes, but it's good for you. You have to. I think this year voting is going to be like eating your vegetables. Don't like the taste of it, but it's something we have to do. And yes, I agree we should send the Republicans a message, and we should do that in a number of other ways, but not by committing suicide. This is not a suicide pact where we say, we're going to send you a message by destroying ourselves and our country. Just no. Let's see. Yeah, we can do this. Vern, it's line 2 out of Washington State. Hey, Vern, what's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I just wanted that gentleman that you just talked to. I got some facts that might bring his spirit up a little bit. I don't think this Gary Johnson, or is that the guy's name, the Libertarian?
Mm-hmm.
I
Gary
don't
Johnson.
think that. I don't think that he could muster enough votes to upset the apple cart. I'm going to tell you why. On Fox News, and this is the only place you heard it. You didn't hear it on any of the other lamestream media. 24% of the Democratic vote was down during the primary. Republicans were up 61% plus during the primary. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump beat Bernie and Hillary collectively by 4 to 5 million votes. Do you remember how many votes Mitt Romney lost by?
I'm waiting.
I believe it was 4 to 5 million votes. Okay?
Okay.
So,
all right, but here's the thing, Vern. Here's the important part. Is the number of votes is not how people lose. It's congressional. It's the Electoral College. And I think a lot of us tend to lose sight of that because it's obscure and kind of bizarre and all of that. If Texas went 100% for Trump and another state was kind of 50-50, but it just barely eked out for Hillary, it's a case of the Electoral College. It's all those votes in Texas don't offset a marginal vote in another state. And I think we need to be a little bit smarter about how that works. I mean, there's going to be about 8 states that are going to carry this election. It's going to decide the election. Probably 8 states. And we forget that at our peril. And smart political operatives like the Clintons understand that. I hope that Trump has somebody like that. I worry about that. I'm not sure that he is politically savvy. I hope he has somebody there who is. Maybe he'll get a Newt Gingrich as his running mate. Maybe Newt could bring in some pros because you need some professionals to do this kind of stuff. I mean, that's kind of where we are. All right, coming up here, we're going to have maybe the coolest giveaway we have ever had in the history of Gun Talk Radio. You absolutely are going to want to get on board on this one. Be right back with more Gun Talk.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
All righty, we're going to return to that previous subject in just a little bit. But, of course, here's the deal. We're the good guys. We're the good gals. We're the ones who use guns and own guns and store guns responsibly. We're the ones you don't hear much about. Well, because bad news makes the news, and good news isn't news at all. So we own millions, hundreds of millions of guns, and don't commit crimes with them. We take them out, we shoot, we go to the range, we go hunting, we shoot in the Olympics. And yes, we do have guns for self-defense, okay? Fair enough. And we use guns for self-defense every day in America. But I say, a lot of times that never makes the news either. One of the companies that helps us with a lot of that, gives us great tools, and is always innovating is Crimson Trace. And joining me right now is Gary Killingsworth from Crimson Trace. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing?
So, a long time no see, huh? We seems like we've been getting together pretty regularly recently, playing with some of your toys.
I know it. Always a good time.
Yeah. You guys have this new Link, LINQ system, which is a grip on an AR and a forward module, light laser module, but it's connected with a wireless system. It's very cool.
It is. We're really excited about it. It's in the final stages right now. Should be available beginning of September.
Okay, that's neat. I've had a chance to play with it, of course, and it's slick. And I asked you when we were doing this thing together, I said, okay, so why wireless? And your answer was pretty simple. I said, well, hey, wires snag on things. Wires are a problem area, and we figured it out. And so now it's just a slick, elegant system. And
exactly,
it's pretty exciting.
It is. We're really excited for it. You know, one of the nice things with that unit is you're actually able to control laser and light from your grip without having to reach out to the forend, and you know, you can do a lot of good things.
No kidding. That is very cool. All right, but we've done giveaways with Crimson Trace in the past and given away cool stuff and all. But this may be one of the coolest giveaways we have ever done. It is a fabulous idea, and I don't want to steal your thunder. I've teased it, but I'm going to let you tell people what you guys are offering.
Sure. Happy to. So we are giving away a trip for two to Gunsight Academy to take the Crimson Trace Gunsight 250 defensive pistol course. So
this is the full 5-day 250 class, right?
Full 5-day 250 class. It is the, just to avoid any confusion, it is the standard 250 course that Gunsight's famous for, the Gunsight experience, but it integrates the practical use of visible lasers into the course.
Wow. Now, this is for two people.
Two people. So there's going to be a winner, and then they can bring a guest of their choice.
Okay. And are you guys picking up the expenses on this?
We're picking up everything. All they need is themselves, their willingness to participate, and their own firearm. We're picking up travel costs, meals, lodging, course registration fees, and ammo.
Oh, and ammo. Oh, that's huge.
And ammo.
For two people. Okay. And this is going to be when?
The sweepstakes runs through all the way through this month. We're going to pick a winner on August 1st, and then the course itself is October 17th through the 21st.
Okay, 17th through the 21st of October, but you have all month to sign up. Don't fool around, you'll forget it. If you go to guntalk.com/win, that will get you there. And, of course, I think you can also register with Crimson Trace, but go to the guntalk.com/win. And you just enter. It's free to enter, right?
Free to enter. Yep.
Yeah. And that's right. And just a little side note for all of our employees here: no, you cannot enter. Jim said before. He said, "Well, if I quit right now, can I enter?"
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if its odds will be that great, but it might be worth it.
It might be worth it. That's right. Yeah. That's right. You were at the Hired Guns event at the NRA.
I was,
meetings, weren't you?
I'm still trying to come down from that. That was such a good time.
How much fun was that? And of course, you got to be there with Jim. For those who don't know, we're talking about Jim Kinsey, our producer. He's on the other side of the board here, and he's playing keyboard and plays guitar and sings, and sometimes we actually turn his mic on too.
Yeah, great musician. that was such a good time. We had a blast.
Yeah, no kid. That's huge fun. Okay, so we've got the coolest giveaway ever. Two people go to Gunsight, all expenses paid. You bring your gun, everything else is provided. Just really cool, and the full 5-day Gunsight 250 class, the Gunsight Experience, the Gunsight Epiphany, with lasers added, so you got to shoot visible lasers on the whole deal. That is just sweet. That is like one of my favorite places on the planet. I love going to Gunsight.
It is. It's the center of the universe for people like us.
I like it. It is exactly that. You think the first time you go, you go, okay, this is going to be fun. And by about the third day, you're already starting to figure out, how can I come back?
Oh yeah. You spend the rest of the week making plans of how you're going to restructure your life to be a regular attendee.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it really is something. All right, so I know what I want to ask you. Obviously, over the years, we have been shifting, drifting, moving, evolving. I don't know what the right word is. Going from red to green. Red is still available throughout the line, but green has become huge when it comes to lasers. How is that transition going, and is it being accepted?
It is. We're starting to see quite a bit of a shift to green. It's a little bit more expensive. There's less options thus far, but that's rapidly changing. But It's about it's about the increased visibility. So in low light conditions, obviously red and green are pretty equal, but green really starts earning its keep as you start getting into ambient light conditions. Your eyes it's not that the laser's more powerful; it's that your eyes can pick it up a little bit better.
Right, exactly. Now, does green use a little bit more battery power?
It does. It requires a little bit more battery power, a little bit less battery life in the end. But even with that, within the last few years, I mean, technology is just it's catching up. I mean, the gap between red and green is not as great as it was even just a few years ago.
Now, does the Crimson Trace free batteries for life apply to the green lasers also?
It does. It does. It applies to just about every single product that we offer. There's a few minor exceptions, but
okay. But so if I'm picking a laser for my handgun, green versus red, I want to go green. I'm worried about battery life. Don't worry about it. You're not going to burn it up in a year, more than likely, and you're going to get free batteries every year from Crimson Trace.
Exactly. You can't lose.
Nothing to lose on that one. That works for me. All right, this is the coolest giveaway ever, Gary. It's you go to guntalk.com/win, WIN, to enter there. You guys just keep innovating, my friend.
We do. We're going to keep at it.
Okay, as you get more stuff, you got to come back and tell us about it, okay?
I'm happy to. Anytime.
All right, that'll work. All right, thank you, Gary. Gary Killingsworth from Crimson Trace. If you have never entered our giveaways before, I don't know why, but let me just tell you, this is one you want to get involved with. guntalk.com/WIN. It's free to enter. You need to sign up. It's really pretty much that simple. Okay, now we're open lines, talking about the events of the week. What's your take on this? Has it made you reconsider or at least give more thought to what you would do if you had an encounter, a traffic encounter with a police officer while you're carrying? 866-TALK-GUN.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
You like free stuff, right? You like good deals, and you want more guns, ammo, and accessories. So get all of that with the free smartphone app, Gun Dealio. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you'll get special offers and deals when you walk into a gun store. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Who wouldn't want that? Gun Dealio at the App Store and Google Play. GunDealio.com.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with 1 shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
Hardcore tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. For decades, Surefire has built the first and finest professional-grade flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors. We build the best because lives depend on it. And we know failure is not an option. We design, engineer, and manufacture Surefire products right here in the U.S. For you, for your loved ones, Surefire. American built, American strong. Surefire.com.
Alrighty, we are back with you. Yeah, the assassin in Dallas evidently had an SKS rifle and a handgun. Wanted to kill white people. Wanted to kill white police officers. And yeah, of course, there's no No responsibility for those who've been shouting, kill the pigs, pigs in a blanket, all the rest of that. Nah. They never set the stage for any of this, did they? Police officers, I want you to look at the video that you have seen. Remember that in Dallas? Police officers running toward the sounds of the shots. Police officers who were there to protect the protesters, who were having fun with them, getting their pictures taken with the protesters. Because, I mean, hey, protests are part of American life. That's what we do. And why do we do that? We do that because we in this country have the ability to try to impact and change our government. That is the essence of who we are in the United States of America. We lobby, we appeal, we request, we talk, and yes, we stand on a street corner either by ourselves or with a lot of our friends to try to get people's attention to say, hey guys, this is important, listen to us. And the police officers are there protecting the free speech and protecting the safety of the people who are there. When the shooting starts, what do the police officers do? They started gathering the protesters and moving them to safety, not understanding at that point that it wasn't the protesters who were the targets. It was the officers themselves. Really a lot of professionalism shown by the police officers there. Don't care where you are on this issue, I think you can recognize that incredible level of professionalism and selflessness and bravery that was shown there. Line 3. Gary has called in from Oklahoma. Hello, Gary. I'm glad you called.
Hello. Last week you had a caller on from California talking about the crazy new draconian gun control laws they just passed. And he said we need to get our friends in law enforcement to oppose these laws and not enforce them and do all that stuff. And while that is a good defensive strategy that could keep our rights from being lost in fact long after we lose them on paper, I think the best way to ensure we retain our rights and crush our enemies in this gun control fight is to have our friends in law enforcement enforce the law so vigorously and make it their goal to arrest literally every gun owner in their county and the gun owners to help them, break the law in minor way, hand a gun to a friend, stuff like that.
Oh, for the universal, universal background check.
Yeah, so they can no longer possibly argue that it's common sense because right now, every time they pass one of these laws, we say, it'll make millions of gun owners felons, and after it happens, because the police can't enforce it because it's unenforceable, so they don't enforce it, they say, well, see, nothing really happened. You're just blowing smoke because it doesn't really do anything.
Okay, but all right, look, I appreciate that, Gary. Let me talk about that for a sec. Here's why we don't do that. You get arrested for free speech somewhere because you're blocking a road. It's a minor deal. You get arrested, you get let go in a day or two. You get arrested on a gun crime in California, you can never buy a gun. In a lot of places, you'll never get a carry permit. I don't know of very many gun owners who are willing to say, okay, I will give up my gun rights for life as a form of protest against draconian gun laws. I understand what you're saying. Weigh down the system and show this is what this actually is about. The problem is you get to California, you got prosecutors who say, great, we will build a tent city. We'll put every gun owner in the state in there if we have to. They're perfectly happy to do that. And I'm not sure where we go with that, but I will tell you, I'm not going to volunteer to get arrested and lose my gun rights for life. we're just rocking as we go. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. If you just joined us, yes, the show is called Gun Talk. We're talking about, well, pretty much any kind of use of firearms as long as it's safe and responsible. And, of course, we're also talking about the events of the week and what happened and how President Obama, when there's a mass murder, he immediately spins it around. I mean, we have a man who it's a race crime. It's a hate crime. He wants to kill white people. But for President Obama, it's about the guns. He can't stop. He can't see anything else. Everything is an opportunity for him to advance his one truly failed attempt. I mean, for almost 8 years, he has been trying to get a gun ban passed. For almost 8 years, he's been trying to get more gun control put forth in this country. And he has failed at every attempt. Why? Because the people don't want it. Oh, but the polls say, well, they don't. If they did, we'd have it. Yeah, he's from Chicago. He wants the U.S. to have the same kind of gun laws as Chicago. That's working really well there, isn't it? Lordy. Charlie is in Amarillo on line 2. Hey, Charlie, thanks for calling Gun Talk.
Hey, Mr. Tom, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. What do you think? Police stop. What are you going to do?
You follow the instructions 100%, then you add another 100% to ensure that officer feels safe. And it will prevent. Now, that little situation that happened up in Minnesota, when he told him that he had a weapon, like I done. Originally, I'm born and bred L.A., California. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have the most honest, dirtiest cops there in the LAPD. I'm proud of them. They admit it. They're honest and they're dirty. I know the drill. You get out, you get on your knees, you put your hands on your head, interlock your fingers, cross your legs, tell them specifically where the weapon's at, where your ID's at, let them do it. And I've been handcuffed before and placed in the back of a police car until they ran me through and said, sir, your claim, we apologize. I said, no, thank you.
It's interesting. I appreciate it, Charlie. I do want to go back to, he said, get out of the car, all that. No, don't do a thing that you're not told to do. For heaven's sakes, don't open the door and get out of the car, okay, unless you're told to do that. Again, just don't do anything you're not told to do. Keep your hands up where they can see them and just say, hey, here's where we are. And acknowledge that the officer is in charge of the situation. You may not like authority. Now is not the time to show that. How do you want to proceed? Officer, there is a firearm in the car. Officer, I do need to tell you that I have a permit. I'm carrying a gun at the moment. It's, on my hip. Keeping your hands up where you can see them. How do you want to handle this? Basically saying, you're in charge. I'll do whatever you say. Move slowly. Talk slowly. It's not personal. Trust me, from back in that police car when he pulls you over, he cannot see your halo. He doesn't know that you're a good guy. And in the case of this deal up in Minnesota, the fellow he pulled over, have you seen the pictures? Looks very, very much like the still pictures taken from security video of an armed robber from an armed robbery that took place only days before. And that's why the officer was pulling him over, and that's why he was behaving the way he was, because this guy looked like that. Could have been diffused, I think. I don't know how this is going to turn out. As I say, I just wait. They're going to let us know what happened, okay? It's pretty simple. But in the meantime, you definitely want to think about how you handle situations like that. Hey, coming up, we're going to have a best-selling author, the new series on TV based on a novel about guns.